Fareen, hello, hello.
Okay. Hi. I'm so nervous and so excited and so happy. Everything.
One
Name
of
it
my
and I am.
professors, I'll tell you one quick secret thing, okay? And we can remove this from the podcast if you want.
Yeah.
One of my professors, there was this presentation thing I had, one of my very early presentations college. I've always been a very loud, boisterous kid. I was never afraid. For some reason, because she was so critical of things, I was extremely nervous the entire time. I did my prep and everything. And I went in front of the entire class and I stood. And the first thing I said was, I'm so sorry, I'm very nervous. And then did my entire thing, which went
Thing,
pretty
yeah.
well. But I started with that. And the only feedback she gave me was, if you don't tell me you're nervous, I would not know.
You wouldn't have known.
So I wouldn't know for
Yeah.
it. But
Yes. No, and to just what you said, right? As a child, till at least 12th standard, I was this introverted child who couldn't stand in front of the class and talk. Like if you would put me there, I would cry and run away from there. I was that child.
okay.
But I ended up doing BMM, and BMM included a lot of presentations, going on stage and talking a lot.
Correct.
And that made me into this person who just talks. Now, leave me in the middle of the road to talk, I'll do it. So, yeah,
We love this.
that's why.
We love BMM for you.
Yes.
Okay, Fareen. तो
Yes.
हमारा आज का टॉपिक है I'll give you a case example situation kind of thing,
Yeah.
which is that let's say मैंने अभी अभी graduate किया है, finish my BBA in branding and
Hmm.
advertising. Uh, Most of my friends are now in jobs which are something to do with the agency life kind of thing, and I know you
Okay.
have some experience there. I have questions to you about that, but before we
Okay.
go, I want to ask you, why should I listen to you on agency advice?
Okay. Because one word answer. I have worked for 15 years of my life and have worked for 15 years in agencies. So I am very confident. I am very confident when I say this, that whatever comes out of my mouth today regarding the agency, you will want to listen to it because I have done the good, bad, ugly, worse things in the agency, right? And it kind
Oh,
of a lot of things someone could have told me or I should have known. So
mm,
if this is I feel this is my time to impart this thing to people who are getting into the agency that listen, man, don't make the mistakes I did or make the mistakes I did, right? So
find out.
it's a yeah, we'll find out what to do and what not to do kind of thing. So that's why I want you to listen to me today.
Cool. Okay.
Finally, I found my to channel my knowledge onto young
Uh-huh.
people.
To challenge,
Yeah.
to channel, make, you know how they say that you keep making mistakes and then they add up somewhere. This
Oh
is
yeah,
where
they
it
do.
adds up on a podcast.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. This is my first podcast for the people. I don't think anyone knows. It's my first ever podcast. So please
That's good.
excuse me.
Congratulations, Fareen.
Sorry?
Fareen, मैं आपको सिचुएशन देती हूँ हाँ. My
Huh.
situation number one for you is this is my day one. It's not even day one. It's day zero of my job. I just
Okay.
got my offer letter thing come to me on my mail. I have accepted it. And
Okay.
I start office in a week.
Okay.
What is it exactly that I do to make sure I'm set up for success or I'm doing okay? There must be something, I believe.
Oh yeah, you should. Okay. And again, I'll tell you what, okay, a little bit of a what do you call a PSA kind of a thing. So I started 15 years ago where I did not have a lot of resources at my disposal, right?
Correct.
Social media was just up and coming. I couldn't stalk people. Sorry, I mean, stalk is not the right word. Like I couldn't see what people are doing, right?
You can
But at
research.
yes, research. Exactly. That's the word. Research about people, right? That's
Yeah.
what I would do today. If I were you and if I were just typing, I would read everything about the company which I already have because when I interview they yeah, I know what
Correct.
they do.
Hmm.
But what are they currently doing? Okay. Who are
Hmm.
the people you're going to be working with? Right. I do that. I have done that in the past 3, 4 years, the jobs that I've done and before joining. I have done this where I have researched them on LinkedIn as to what they do, where they come from, and in a very limited way, right? You don't want to give them a stalker energy when you join them that, hey, I know you like swimming. No, please don't do that. But
Yeah.
at least you know where they come from, what is the kind of experience they get, and how old they are in the system of the company, right? Like,
Hmm.
are they in this company for like 10, 15 years, or have they also joined like 2 months before you have joined, right? Plus,
Yeah.
who are your peers who you're going to work with? So take this entire week to just research, read about the company and the people and your job, right? Just see what all you think, because if you have the offer letter, so my past job description bhi aaya hoga, right? If it says that you have to make comp analysis, can you sit and see what are the best comp analysis you could find on the internet? Because once you go, they might have a structure, they might not. Can you help them build that, right?
Right.
And if it's your first job, of course, it's not expected out of you to do it, but it kind of comes out as a proactive approach, which is very honestly in the agency business very important, right? If these big companies give you KPIs and they do that appraisal basis on how proactive you've been in life, right? So take this week to just read, research, see what you can do. And once you go, when you enter the office day one, it should feel familiar to you that, okay, I read about this, I read about this person. Okay. So that it will be that comfort level to talk to that person. So I would say do that.
Got it. Is it a good idea to text them in the said week? Like, hey, excited to be working with you eventually, kind of thing. Or do I wait?
I would suggest, again, it depends on the level that person is, right? If that person is your peer, if you're
Hmm.
going to work together, I would suggest do it. If
Okay.
it's a senior person, you don't know that kind of a person, right? There are different kind of seniors you will find. Some might not appreciate it, some might love it. So
Hmm.
I would suggest in this 1 week, don't take that risk of messaging a senior. But if you know that, okay, you're going to work together with this peer of yours, or he's going to be a subordinate or someone, you're going to work day to day basis and you report to the same person, that's the person you can definitely, text and say, hi, okay, I'm looking forward, blah, blah, blah. But not more than that. Don't creep them out by texting them every day. So once it's okay.
Yeah, got it.
Again, I would have done this, but what time by WhatsApp had just launched. So we
And
didn't
people
have
are not
WhatsApp.
also using WhatsApp, I believe, it now
Not
rampantly.
so much, no. That 15 years ago, WhatsApp, when it had just launched, WhatsApp for just for personal stuff. We did not have groups. We did not have clients on WhatsApp. We had emails and we had phone calls. Fun.
I'm tempted to ask. एजेंसीज में चल क्या रहा था अगर सोशल मीडिया ही ऐसा कॉन्सेप्ट नहीं था?
Oh my God. नहीं तो मैं तो ज्वाइन किया तब सोशल मीडिया आ गया था. So I तो
Okay.
joined only, I joined 15 years ago as an ORM executive, online reputation management for this big hotel chain that
Hmm. Hmm.
like they have hundreds of hotels across the world, everywhere. Yeah, they're there.
Correct.
Okay, the luxury hotel brand, and I used to do online reputation management. So basically, online reputation हुआ ही क्योंकि वो online है. But this was just the beginning of
Hmm.
the pages concept that Facebook had come up with, right? Where you had to put that one post a day, you had to reply to those comments, you
Right,
had
right,
to follow the brand guidelines, right?
right.
So, and to answer your question, how we used to work, I can give you a context of how we worked without a WhatsApp. तभी तो ना Slack था, ना टीम था, ना जी चैट भी नहीं था. हम लिटरली एक दूसरे को ऑफिस में आवाज लगाते कि नील आ जा इधर, मुझे काम है तेरे से. वो बंदा आता था. मुझे अगर क्लाइंट से मीटिंग करनी है, वीकली मीटिंग्स के लिए हम क्लाइंट के ऑफिस जाते थे. आज जो मेरी हर मीटिंग वेंसडे थर्सडे को होती है जूम कॉल पे, हम
I
हर वेंसडे थर्सडे क्लाइंट की मीटिंग में ऑफिस में जाते थे मीटिंग. So yes, the world has changed a lot, like a lot where I started. And like I mentioned in the start, I did not have the resources to start with, right?
right,
So
right, right.
yeah, that's how we work without having all the communications in place.
ओके, चलो अभी हमारा 1 वीक हो गया, मेरे पास ऑफर है, मैं रेडी होके कूल ऑफिस जा रही हूँ. मेरा एक जनरल रूल है with my first days at places to assume that they will always be bad, because I've had so many first days which I've been excited about and turns out they're not exactly what I thought they would come out to be. या फिर I feel like I was not comfortable enough to be my actual real true self and thus feel short personally, and then the day ends up like feeling bad or shitty or whatever. But that's my thought and philosophy for first days. I'm sure you must have some. So that, like, is there thought philosophy first day kind of thing you follow, or first week kind of thing you follow? Plus, what do I do in this first day week thing when I'm just like very new? And most of my friends told me मेरे पास brief नहीं है कुछ करने को, मैं करूँ क्या? And
Huh.
everybody told them like enjoy it till it lasts. And Yes, they're catching up now, but tell me, what do I do then?
Okay. So first day, right? I have this, and I don't know where it came from, but I did it throughout
Yeah.
my career, be it my first job or the latest one that I had when I had
Hmm.
to go to office, right?
Hmm.
I did not carry tiffin. I used to
Okay.
just go around asking people on the first day, what's the best place to go and eat?
Okay.
And
Hmm.
I'm new here and I don't know what to eat. Can you please suggest? That kind of opens a way for a conversation, right?
Hmm.
You become that person. Like you then maybe bond over food or you bond over a place. That has worked like amazing for me. In today's, again, I'm sorry, I will sound like a fossil right now, but Swiggy Zomato nahi tha tabhi. So we used to go down to eat. Like literally, I had this office boy called Ram, no, not Raju or something,
Hmm.
who I used to give him $50 and used to get omelette pav for me in office. Like Raju, please rakhe omelette. He was my Swiggy basically. So yeah. So I used to go and ask that, okay, on my first job, right? So and but my first, and I have been lucky to have a really good team at my first ever job.
Okay.
And when I said that I don't have tiffin and I want to eat somewhere, where should I go? This girl, and I can very happily name her here. Her name is Ayushi. I miss her. She's in New Zealand right now, doing really well for herself.
Oh, good for
But
her.
Ayushi told me, wait, why did you get tiffin? There's a canteen here. We go sit there. You come with us, sit there. That's how I made this first ever. Okay. So it kind of worked for me, right? So
Yeah.
first day, just ask people around stuff.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of work,
Hmm.
I would suggest again something that I did not do on my first job and I realized I should have. Sit in any meeting that you get.
Okay. How do you do
No
that?
one is going to tell you. Just if you see, if you are in the team, right, and you see that there's some meeting happening and they have not called you,
Hmm.
go to your supervisor, ask them, is it okay if I just sit and listen in?
Hmm.
It might be helpful, it might not be helpful, but you get to see perspective of people, right? Of course, don't go walk in on a board meeting, please. I'm just making it very clear. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Meetings where you feel that your team is involved, but because you are new, they are not taking you. Or it is
Hmm.
something old that they are taking care of and you don't know what to do about it, right? Just
Hmm.
ask if you could be in that meeting and just sit there because you have nothing else to do, right? Just shadow, like just see what they're talking about, take perspective.
Hmm.
You never know what you might come up with, right? And of course people, for example, if there is a person X who's working on a brand for a very long time, वो उसका एक stagnant growth हो जाएगा, right? उसको नहीं समझ आएगा मैं इससे ज्यादा क्या करूं,
Hmm.
but
Correct.
because तुम नए हो, you
You have
might have
like
this
that.
idea जो उस बंदे के दिमाग में नहीं है.
Fair. Yeah.
So
Correct.
do that in that 1 week, right?
Hmm.
And of course on day one you know the clients you're going to work on. वो
Hmm.
तो दे देते हैं first day पे, maximum second day पे पता चल जाएगा.
Hmm.
See what the client is doing. Make a document with everything the client should be doing.
Hmm.
Right? Share it with your team. Team तुमको बोले कि हाँ हमने ये client को suggest किया but नहीं किया, but at least the team knows your capability. What do you pronounce this?
Keep.
Capability of how what you can do, right? So
Right.
do that in the week one and day one that you've been there. And very important thing, I don't, and I want to put it out there that please, two things, two very important. A, document everything that you're doing. Like
Okay.
if someone has asked you even for an image, mail it to them. I know in the zamana of WhatsApp and Slack and team,
Hmm.
you might want to अरे भेज दिया नहीं, document करो email पे. It is very very important. There are some hard lessons that I have learned by not emailing stuff.
Yeah.
And second, very importantly, if you are in a meeting, you might be an active part of it or just a listener or
Yeah.
you're just there because you were asked. Start writing things down. Don't use AI tools. I have 10,000 AI tools which will record my call and transcribe it for me.
Correct.
I know that. But you, at the start of your career, need to write notes
Hmm.
because somewhere you will realize what is happening. Because if you're dependent on AI to write it, तुम्हारा वो critical दिमाग नहीं काम करेगा. And at this stage, it is important for you to use that, right? So
Correct.
two very, very, very in the first week itself, you have to make a habit of doing these two things for sure. Like you have to do it. And it just becomes a habit then.
Hmm.
15 years later, let AI do the job. That's okay. But when you're on day one, week one, do it. Don't use AI, at least for note taking and meeting notes and DM part of it. You need to know what's happening.
Hmm.
So that's just, I want to just put it out there for these, for you, basically.
Understood. Okay. Two questions. ये इससे related नहीं है. Side
Hmm.
questions है. You can
Okay.
answer them. Uh, One thing that came to my mind was ऑफिस स्टार्ट करने से पहले ना a lot of my friends are like okay now I have a college wardrobe, अभी मेरे को work wardrobe चाहिए. Went ahead and got all of this LinkedIn, Pinteresty, formal, blazer-ish kind of clothes, whatever. फिर तुम एजेंसी में जाते हो, particularly agency, right? Big or small, whatever the case might be, they do not mandate that kind of ensemble. They are okay. Now you have all of these clothes which A are uncomfortable. B, if you're not used to them, you're never going to wear them again unless you have a meeting, important thing happening, whatever. And that's it. Like you don't know what to do with it. So question is, how do you think about um your wardrobe, your office wardrobe kind of thing? That's A. And second, oh no, I think I forgot. Yeah, second. Yeah, correct. Second was it's just a story that came to my mind. When I very early on started, my one of the managers told me, Anshika, no matter what you're doing in life, always have a pen and paper close to you. I keep like tens of pens and lots of paper around me, sticky notes or whatever. Always have that close to you, and always make sure you're writing. So yes, that very important. I wish somebody had told me earlier to write things. But yes, that is my question. What do you? My question is, what do you wear to office, and how do you think about what do you wear to office? Your first few days, and later on, and stuff like that. And especially when you're new, and you don't want to be like that uppity, like senior, more like full boss look. You don't want that. But what do you do about that?
Okay, I'll tell you what. So
Yeah.
two, three things here, right? Which
Hmm.
goes hand in hand in my experience.
Hmm.
A, me as a person, not the best with clothes.
Hmm.
Like, no. Like, मैं कुछ भी उठा के, as long as it is modest, I
Hmm.
will wear it and I will go. My mother hates me for it. I go home with the loosest of jeans and the loosest of t-shirts, and she will be like, "Is this how you traveled?" But that's right. But second thing, all my first days throughout my 15 years, first weeks rather, I have been impeccably dressed. When I
Okay.
say impeccable, meaning like I have had the newest of kurtis and jeans.
Hmm.
Because see, again, I've started as an agency, right? I know agencies don't have blazers and
Yeah.
falana and all. So I never really invested in it because I knew what I was going into.
Hmm.
The formal shirts and all that I bought for myself were just meeting clothes. Like I
Hmm.
knew I had to go meet a client, right? So
Correct.
I had so all my first weeks have been really nice kurtis and jeans, ironed hair, looking amazing. Once I got comfortable, I
Yeah.
switched to t-shirts and jeans and I never looked back. Some days I would just put on anything that came in front of again, modest and good looking being the word, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So for me in my career, I've never really paid attention to what I am wearing.
Hmm.
As long as I am comfortable, because I have to sit 8, 9 hours in that office and work. I can't be uncomfortable. There's this one time I remember this one startup that I used to work with. Startup, so again, extremely like, तुम देख लो तुमको क्या करने वाला है attitude,
आना
right?
है ना
And they
तुम्हें.
had this, हाँ जी,
It's more like तुम्हें आना है कि तुम आ जाओ बस. We
आ
need.
जाओ, exactly, right? So, so there was this one, some function, some Christmas party or something that they had kept.
Yeah.
And the theme of the party was that you have to be well dressed and wear stilettos and all of that. So, girl gang decided we'll do that.
Hmm.
Now, on that, in that time, I used to go to office from home on my Activa. Now,
Okay.
I can't wear pencil heels and ride the Activa or wear. I legit wore ghar ka kapda, went to the office, changed, got dressed, did the party, changed again in my ghar ka kapda, went back home. So never really, at least in my thing, I focused that much on the wardrobe. But you do you, very honestly. If you feel that you want to dress up every day, you want to wear a shirt and a trouser and go to an agency, please do. No one is going to stop you from. No one is going to give you a bad time for it, right?
Hmm.
You do you. As long as you are comfortable in what you're wearing, I mean, come on. It's very honestly okay. Right? And of course, when you go to client meetings, be presentable.
Hmm.
That's
Of course.
extremely important, like very, very important. Some people forget, that you're meeting a client. And clients are very, some clients are very this, कि अरे ऐसे कैसे आ गए ये करके होते हैं. I have dealt with such clients. So be extremely presentable. उसके अलावा you do you, man. Wear a sari to office. No one going to tell you anything. So, yeah.
Cool. Okay. ठीक है. One day I'll come on my morning calls wearing a sari.
You should. That should be fun.
Okay,
You tell me when I'll wear one and come. Both of us will be in a sari or
done,
in the one.
done. Cool. अभी मुझे बताओ फरीन, what to what are some things I should not do? Let's say अभी मैं settled हूँ, ठीक है, मेरा 1 महीना हो गया, life is going good. As a young person, I'm also thinking about how to grow, right? I'm
Hmm.
doing something. How do I get to do more? Promotion कैसे होता है मुझे नहीं पता. I heard
Hmm.
somebody got promoted. How do I
Hmm.
get how do I get a bigger job role, money, positions,
Okay.
whatever the thing is? How do you grow bigger in the system? And not
So
from a
I'm
like
gonna
money first, but as from like
correct
how
the
do I
growth in general.
growth
Huh.
kind of thing.
Yeah. I will divide this into two segments, right? A, things that you should do.
Huh.
B, things that you shouldn't do. And I will give you
We'll
with my experience
we'll
why I
start
am
with the
telling you.
should nots first.
I will do that. Okay, let's start. And I will give you a couple of examples why I am saying this. So it's not
Hmm.
just jargons and gyan that I'm giving. Okay, it's a mistake
Yeah.
that I've done or I
Yeah.
should have done kind of thing, right?
Hmm.
First thing is in a meeting, you're sitting in a meeting and
Hmm.
someone gives you some work. It's
Hmm.
been a month, 2 months, you're in the system. उसने बोला कि मुझे पता कराओ पेड टीम से बात करके परफॉर्मेंस टीम से बात करके कि इसका रोआस कितना है।
Hmm.
तुमको नहीं समझा एक तो रोआस क्या है नहीं समझा
Huh.
बट यू आर लाइक ओके I'll do it. Don't say you got it if you don't got it.
Hmm.
Ask what
Okay.
did you mean.
Hmm.
What is a ROAS? No, there are no stupid questions.
Hmm.
Ask questions, right? There is no one. It's not a school where the teacher will be like, you asked me 3 times, but on the third time the teacher is irritated. It's a workplace. Everyone is responsible for everyone. If a junior does a mistake, the senior will have to bear the brunt of it. So the senior will make sure that the junior learns, right? That's how the typical agency slash company or any other business works, right?
Correct. Yeah. Absolutely.
तुमको नहीं पता है रोआस क्या है पूछ लो उसके बाद
Hmm.
भी नहीं समझ आ रहा है गूगल कर लो
Hmm.
but don't just say a yes just to for the sake of it and you feel that oh no I can figure it out myself you might not
Hmm.
right so don't say you got it if you haven't got it.
Correct.
Second, don't wait to be told what you need to do. A meeting is done,
Hmm.
but there are no action points for you. You realize that your supervisor forgot to tell you.
Hmm.
Don't just go back and chill. Go ask. Ask. Is there anything I can do? If not, you have the meetings, notes you have taken. See what you can do. Go to your supervisor. Be proactive. Like I started when I said in the start, right? That proactiveness goes a very, very, very long way, right? So don't just वेट कि अरे मेरा सुपरवाइजर बोलेगा तब मैं करूंगी फिगर आउट सी यू हैव डन योर कॉलेज तुम्हारे में यू हैव अ लिटिल बिट ऑफ लॉजिकल स्लैश कॉमन सेंस कि मुझे ये करना है राइट
Correct.
सो व्हाई कांट यू
Correct.
डू दैट lastly and I will start it I will tell you with my example is if it gets overwhelming do not disappear or ghost your company
Okay.
after I got graduated
Hmm.
I got this amazing opportunity just a month after my graduation, which not many people get. I got this amazing opportunity as an intern with a stipend of 3,000 at that time. 15 years
Hmm.
ago, 3,000 में तो पूरा महीना निकल जाता था ना.
Hmm.
To work in this company, it's a big PR firm in Lower Parel.
Okay.
Amazing firm. Like उस time पे, it was a dream to get into that company, and I had the luck to get into it without an interview. Someone referred, and I was like, okay.
Hmm.
My job was very simple. I had to go the office boys would give me a bunch of newspapers. I had to sit, see which all articles are there of my clients,
Hmm.
scan those articles, convert them into a PDF, and mail it to my client. That was my internship.
Sweet.
That's how they started PR. It was a
Yeah.
PR thing, right? They wanted to show the client where all in print media have you come. It's a
Hmm.
very intern job. Come on. I'm not going to, like today, I'm not going to sit and do that, right? Second day, I got overwhelmed by that. Like, ये क्या है ये तो बहुत काम है ये मुझे नहीं करना है प्लीज नो आई वाज 20 years old there 20 21
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
day 2 got over day 3 I switched off my phone I did not turn up to work. And then a week later, my manager messaged me that this is very unprofessional. If you didn't want to do it, you should have told me that you don't want to do it. I did not reply. I did not. Please, please never do this. If you don't want to continue, go to your manager, talk to your manager. I'm sure manager will won't eat you. Like they will not. They will understand. They might make it easier for you. But please do not do this fact of just ghosting the company and not showing up. Please, nothing is as overwhelming as you feel. It's all in your head. Trust me, it's all in your head. So, and if you feel you're overwhelmed, go and talk. I'm sure they will understand. So, very, very important to not ghost or to not do anything when you're too overwhelmed. So, yeah, these are the things that you should not be doing, right?
Got it.
Now we move to now see again what you should not do is in very what you should do. तुम देखोगे तो it's basically it is related to what you should not do, right? Always say yes to things. We'll figure it out. And today तो भाई मतलब the amount of resources we have at our disposal is not funny. So if you
Correct.
don't know anything, you will Google it. You will ask Chat GPT and you will know how to do it, right? I mean, कर लो. Say yes, yes.
This might end in 10 minutes. If it
10
ends,
minutes,
we'll
yeah.
continue differently, but we can continue.
Yeah.
Huh. But yes, you
So
can chat
yes.
about it. I'll tell you a story on that.
Yeah.
But the story in general life application only. Today, if I don't do anything, if I don't know anything, I'll just ask ChatGPT, bro, मुझे ये करना है. How to do it? I told you about the audiobook app, right? I told ChatGPT, listen, I want to make this. I know nothing. Tell me how to do it. It told me something. I said, I don't understand.
So
Dump it down. It dumped it down. Okay, tell me what do I do on day 1, day 2, day 3, whatever. It made me a month plan, day plan. This is exactly what you do. Like, I just have to read and do and read and do. And that's it.
Exactly.
And I don't know what it says about me, but it's very like.
No, I mean it doesn't say anything, right? It's your idea of taking help. Like you are figuring it out for yourself, right? Like, okay, I will figure it out. Kind of a situation. So, like I said today, hair resources. So, हाँ बोलो, कर लो. And see, again, I will repeat. If it's your first job, your peers, your superiors also know that it's your first job, right? I mean, they will understand, but they will appreciate the fact that okay, she did something on her own. Not 100% there, but she tried. Let me sit with her and figure it, right? That's one thing. Second, like I told, there is no such thing as a dumb or a stupid question. Please ask. If you do not understand anything, ask. No one is going to tell you. They are going to explain. Again, you have ChatGPT. नहीं समझ में आया उसको नहीं कहते वो समझ. But ask. This is how you build a relation also. While we have the AI tools today, we talk on a day-to-day basis. But when you go to work, especially in an agency, especially if you're in the client servicing thing, right? The major persona of a client servicing person is to be friends with everybody.
Okay.
Because that's when your writer will give you a copy. That's where your designer will give you your design. That's where your finance team will tell you if the payments have come. That's where your paid media team will tell you that, okay, this campaign is live. So a client servicing person's life is to be this person who goes and asks questions and talks. Life
How
is
to
going
be
to be
that friend? Actionably कैसे बनते हैं वो friend? Because we are still at work. How do you break?
देखो क्या है ना कि I'll tell you. I'm thinking of an example. So when I joined this one startup that I'm talking about, there's this again. Today she's a very, very dear friend of mine. She's working somewhere else, I'm somewhere else, but we have stayed in touch, right? How did I? She was a copywriter. Again, client servicing person, copywriter. I need copies. The first day I asked her that, hi, I'm Fareen. I've just joined. What's your name? And she said her name is Switcha. Like I can take her name. It's okay. Her name is Switcha. And I was like, oh, that's an interesting name. What does it mean? And she was like, it means khud ki ichha. That's how we started to talk. That's one. Second, whenever I had work, I used to go sit next to her. And I know it might sound very philosophical and ज्ञानी right now, but trust me, it works. Okay, I mean, it works. I used to go sit and be like, अरे तुम क्या कर रहे हो करके. She'll be like, हाँ मेरे पास ये 5 चीजें करने को. Then I'll be like, छठी मेरी ऐड कर दो, मुझे ये कॉपी चाहिए. Then she'll be like, अरे but ये तो नहीं होगा. And I'll be like, अरे समझो ना, please ना, कर दो ना. You know how it is. I'll take you for chai. That's it. My work is done. But then this relation gets slowly built, right? Then after 6 months, it so happened that my work was always priority for her. Doesn't matter what she was doing. Again, today she's a good friend. Okay, let me be very clear. I did not take undue advantage or anything. She's a very dear friend today.
Yes.
But that's how you build a relationship, right? When I joined this last agency that I was working with, huge agency, like huge.
Hmm.
एंड आई यूज टू बी रिमोट. मैं यहाँ गोवा में बैठती थी, मैं महीने में एक बार ऑफिस जाती थी. बट आई मेड इट अ पॉइंट कि मैं उनसे कॉल पे रोज बात. अरे मैं बस कंटेंट राइटर को कॉल करती थी कि अरे तो क्या कर रही है आजकल. नो, आई थॉट वी शुड कैच अप. इट्स आई एम आल्सो न्यू. आई वांट टू नो व्हाट नीड्स टू बी डन एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट. सो व्हेन आई वेंट टू ऑफिस, it did not feel off for me. It just felt
Hmm.
like, yeah, this now I'm just meeting these people for the first time. So it's a slow process in relationship building,
Hmm.
but double-edged sword. You have to be extremely careful to not cross that line.
Hmm. Correct.
Don't be creepy. Don't be creepy. Okay, be a friend, but keep a limit. Out of the 20 people that you might have worked with, when you leave the company, 18 won't even talk to you once you are done, no matter how good friends you must have. But there will be two people you will take along. Take along in the sense that today they will be in your life, right?
Right.
Now imagine in my 15 years, how many companies I have worked with, how many people that I have spoken to. But from each company, I still have two people who are still my friends, who we are still in touch. When I go to Bombay, we catch up. So
Correct.
that's how you build this. And as a, like I said, right, as a client servicing person, you somehow you happen to build that. वो अपने आप आ जाता है. Like you start talking to people, right? A
Hmm.
copy person might not talk to everyone in office, but a client servicing person has to. Option नहीं है, करना पड़ता. I became friends with a very old accountant auntie.
Hmm.
She was easily 50 years old, but she became a friend because that's the vibe. AK, sorry, this is the answer. It's the way that you give
Yes.
off.
Yes.
If you don't talk to me after a point, I will stop making an effort to. Then I will just keep it very transactional. That AK, I need the copy. Where is it? That's it. I will not ask you how your day was. I will not ask you what you did over the weekend. I will
Correct.
be more than happy to have you out of my life if the vibe doesn't.
Fareen, what
That's
did
the
you
thing.
do over the weekend though?
Okay. Oh, I was
Sandwich you
yeah, I was making sandwich and hurting my neck. So please, that's what I did. But this weekend I plan to go. So yeah, I look
in?
forward to it.
Okay.
So yes, that's how you build it.
So what else, Fareen? What is it that I should definitely do?
Uh, okay, can I give a very, it's a very off-topic thing, but I think I need to speak about it, right? That
Please.
uh so in one of the clients that I used to work with, and this was my second job of my career, okay, like literally second job. It has not been a year also since I've started working.
Okay, yeah.
And I was given this huge S client. I will not name it, but it's a big brand, like a big brand. Okay. And we used to manage the CSR arm of that brand. Okay. And the CSR arm had the name attached to it. Okay. We'll call this brand, I don't know, a book brand, just for the sake of okay. अब इस बुक ब्रांड का CSR आर्म का पेज मैं हैंडल करती थी. This was the first time I was given a page to manage because, like I said, in my first job, my job was to just do ORM. That's it. No postings, nothing.
Hmm.
Now, in the month of March, we had something happening, and I had to write a copy because my copywriter wasn't available. And my actual super boss, really sweet lady, very honestly, told me
Hmm.
that you just write it and you post it. I was like, okay. And I had to write XYZ brought industrialization to India. And I posted on the brand page. XYZ bought industrialization to India. And I did not realize that the difference between brought and bought is and my boss fired hell out of me, and rightly so. It was a big mistake, right? Since that day, I have not known the difference between, like, I know very nicely what is brought and what is bought. Point being, why I am telling you this again, at the risk of sounding like a broken record. You have Grammarly, you have AI. Please cross check everything that you do, right? It could be an email. Oh my God. I don't know if you want to keep this in the podcast or no, but I once wrote a subject line which says, I had to say Facebook ad spends report, and I sent it as a Facebook ad spends report. I'm not making this shit up. Like, you could make this shit up. I'm not. I've done that. So point being, be extra careful in what you're doing. Be
Hmm.
get it read. If you have a long stuff that you have written, right, get a second eyes set of eyes to get checked. Because tum pad ke na, you will skip on important things because your brain is used to it.
Right, right.
So it is very, very important to be extremely sure of what you're writing and cross check, get it checked 3 times before you put it out, either on email or on social. Very important. Like extremely, extremely important. So, but the other thing that I want to say is that things that no one might tell you when
Hmm.
you're joining an agency, right? It could be day one, it could be month one, it could be
Hmm.
1 year. Like, ek saal baad bhi you don't feel like. But for someone young just out of college, please remember two, three things. A, deadlines are real. It's not a college project where you, I don't know how it works now, but I might be wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong. That you mail your professor that, hey, you're running late. And the professor might be okay. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
correct.
at work, deadlines are real. If you have to give it by 5, it has to go up by 5. But having said that, do not get overwhelmed. The best way to do is to prioritize stuff. I'll give you an example. In 2019, I used to work for this company where I used to lead a team of 5. In other words, out of these 5 people, 2 were young, just out of college people, right? And they had deadlines, but they did not know what to do. What I used to do it, I used to sit with them
Hmm.
and make their to-do lists. That, hey,
Okay. Like,
listen, you
how,
have
like,
these five
what do you
things to
mean
do.
make their to-do list?
They used to come with me saying, Fareen, I have these 5 things to do and I don't know what to do. And I used to be like, okay, give me a book and pen. I
Hmm.
used to prioritize those 5 things. This
Hmm.
I want now. This you can give me by lunch. This I need by evening. This we can push it.
Hmm.
So they had an idea. After 2, 3 times, they realized the priorities themselves and they stopped coming to me.
Hmm.
So it is
Correct.
important to while deadlines are real, it is very, very, you might have 5 clients you're handling, right? You need to prioritize,
Hmm.
right? So it is very, very, very important to prioritize and very important to make to-do lists. I am sorry, I cannot tell you how important it is to start your day with a to-do list. Like it might come across at a very small thing, but there have been days where I've not made a to-do list and I have forgotten my tasks. Yes. I can show you my book where the other day I had 12 things to do. Like, I don't know if you can see, but I had like legit 12 things to do. And imagine me not writing those 12 things and I wouldn't have known what
Hmm.
needs to be
Correct.
done, right?
Correct.
It
Correct.
is very, very important. And no one is going to sit and tell you in college कि भाई office जाते हो तो to-do list बनाओ. नहीं. वो
Hmm.
बनाना जरूरी है. You have to do it, right?
And do you also
Second,
send this to your boss? Because when I was at my very first internship, my boss would tell me, write your to-do list and send it to the entire team so you know what you're working on
yes,
and that.
there have been companies I've worked with that I have to mail my to-do list to my entire team.
Yeah, correct. Yes, that.
That everyone knows what I'm doing. And at the end of the day, an update on that to-do list. That
Hmm.
5 things happen, 6 thing will happen tomorrow because it's not urgent and I did not have them. As
Hmm.
long as you finish the 6 thing tomorrow, everything's going to be okay. But it is, and someday, some offices, the boss might not ask you, but still make one for yourself. It
Correct.
is important to keep a track of your work. Sometimes you might just forget. Like, for example, one of the days I had to update a credit card at some portal.
Hmm.
Because it was just a small thing, I kept forgetting it because I did not write it. Today morning, that's the first thing I wrote, and that's the first thing I got done with. Right? So it is important. You might just keep forgetting these smaller things. It's so
Hmm.
important to make it. Third thing, very important, is learn to recover quickly. What I mean is that you might someday lose a client that you might lose a pitch that you have put in days and nights.
Hmm.
Always remember, and I have learned it, and I've learned it the hard way, right? Don't get married to the brand that you work with. They will leave you one of those days, right? Be passionate about it, yes, but once they go, don't like होता है ना ब्रेकअप के बाद वो 5 stages of grief मत करो brand के साथ. It's okay. It's okay. Like, I kid you not, there have been so many clients that have not renewed with me or my company.
Hmm.
Till 2, 3 months I used to go on there. It's like I'm stalking my ex. But
And
अब वो
see
क्या
what
कर रहा है?
they.
Huh, what they're doing? And I had to be like, okay, I need to stop. They are gone. We have to move on. There is someone else, right? So
Hmm.
you need to learn to recover quickly. I know you must have put in a lot of effort in it, but it's work, right? You'll get someone else.
Hmm.
It's very similar to a relationship, but that's how you have to treat it, right? And the other thing, very, very important as a agency person, right? The clients might send you a very vague brief, and the brief will just say, make it viral.
Yes. How?
Please don't get stressed. Yes, exactly how. It's not possible, right? It's not possible. So learn to read between the lines. Of course, this is not something that you will learn on day one.
Hmm.
Till date, I have to sit with a brief for 10 minutes and figure out what to do. So you
Hmm.
will learn,
Hmm.
but never get overwhelmed with briefs. It's okay. Client का expectation है तो है. It's okay. Client is right in their part also, right? But when they say make it viral, you need to call your client. Like, sir, let's talk. You can't make it viral.
Hmm.
These are the 10 things you need to do. Will you give that to me? Right. And again, what I had stated in the start, right? Half of the jargons you will not know. क्या तुमको पता है CTR क्या है? तुमको पता है CTA क्या है? तुमको पता है like I mentioned ROAS. मेरे को ROAS literally 10 साल पहले पता चला. मेरे को 5 years into my career I did not know what a ROAS is. Google it.
If
It's
you
okay.
know what
Just
ROAS is, please comment down
please, yes, I would love to know how many of you know what ROAS is.
below.
How do you calculate it? Show me that. Oh, it's a nice.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah. No, I'm kidding. So just do that, right?
Yeah.
And lastly, always, actually second last, always remember that an email in the morning, a message from a client in the morning, or an early morning client call can make or break your day.
Okay.
It could be an email could be a stinker,
Hmm.
but a call could be a good call, and an SMS, sorry, a WhatsApp could be we need to talk,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
For the longest, these three things will make or break your day. You will have to learn to compartmentalize. No one taught me this, that, okay, this is where I draw the line. If my client says we need to talk, what's the worst is that my client fire me. Okay, we'll deal with it. If
Hmm.
the client has told me you did a good job, amazing. I'm going to do extra work today, right? So always
Right.
remember, it's going to happen. It's a natural process. It is absolutely good. And lastly, and this is specifically, and I come from a client servicing background, so I'll talk more about it, right? But
Yeah.
lastly, one very important thing that you remember is that your client is an
Hmm.
important person in your life. Yeah?
Yeah.
And you have to be in their good books. Like you have to be friends with them. And when I say friends with them, don't go deep into their life. No. But it should be so that in any like 6 months down the line, you can just pick up the call to the client and just do chit chat. Yes,
Hmm.
sir, what's up? What's happening? As he called you. I still have clients on my WhatsApp who text, right?
Hmm.
That's the kind of, again, this is a kind of relationship that gets on building over time. It won't happen on day one. I've spoken about this on LinkedIn, but I've had a client which has taken me 6 months to become friends with that person. Six
Yes.
months.
Yes. I'm aware. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. 6 months. But today he's a good,
Hmm.
I like, he likes. So I can just pick up my call and, talk. Most of the time he's ghosting me, but it's okay. I know he means well.
It's a
But
situation.
it is, yeah, exactly. It's a situation. But yes, it is important. And it is equally important to be friends with your internal team also.
Hmm.
Like be friends with your copywriter, be friends with your design person also. Not because they do your work. No, that is wrong. I mean, yes, at one point, yes. But you need to be a human with them. See, understand they're also a human. A design, as much as we get irritated at clients that, oh, what does he expect? I will what make it in 5 minutes and give. Please understand the designer situation that he has to sit and open Photoshop or an Illustrator or a Figma file and make it, right? So you have to be compassionate towards them as well. It's a very people's business agency, very honestly. But if you like people, I think you'll see it. So that.
Okay. Um. Wow, that's a lot. I have I have a few questions I noted all this way.
Yes.
Um. Let me start with, because we are talking about people. Let me start with networking. A lot of people go into an agency thinking कि मैं बहुत सारे लोगों से मिलूंगा, networking करूंगा, do something about it, get out of the agency space, start something of my own, that network will help me, that people will help me, whatever. That set of mindset, right? And generally also knowing people, networking, always a good idea.
Yeah.
How does networking happen? Everybody has told me go build a network. How?
When you're in an agency, right, always remember these big, small agencies always get invited to events.
Hmm.
And there are always events that they are doing. Make
Hmm.
it a point you're a part of each and every one. Be a part of it. Never ever, that's one thing. Go to events, right? There are these agency cons happening, there are these awards happening, there are these conferences happening. Go. If you tell your boss that you want to go, the boss will make sure that the company pays for your ticket. There
Hmm.
is no way no one going to say no to it, right? That's one. Second, always go and meet clients. And don't meet them, like meet them in office, but then later take them out for lunch.
Hmm.
With the entire team, right? Just go out for lunch and just talk about everything under the sun. Then they will remember you and they might be like, hey, I know a friend who wants to get this done. Can you please talk to the person?
Correct. Yeah.
These are the two sure things to help your network. And third is, of course, be around you. There are 10,000 people who know other 10,000 people, right?
Hmm.
Just be in touch with all of them. That's how you have to, very honestly. There's no guma fira ke way here. These are the two, three things that you need to. But events and conferences is like the major thing. Just go.
Got it. Okay. Next question. Tiny backstory. When I was like 12, 13, that entire Geo thing was happening all over India. Internet was
Mm-hmm.
now fully accessible. सब कुछ blow हो रहा था. Content was like superbly
Yeah.
growing. Brands, etc. And brands were writing those cheeky copies and posts on Instagram, Facebook. ये सब.
Mm.
तभी this scam of writing captions or writing puns wale quotes or doing all this musty on the internet seemed like such a glamorous job. Over the years, I have learned, and I can also imagine having not. I've not been on that sort of table, but I can imagine seeing how this industry works. It's not as fun and glamorous as it might be. It is discipline. It is a lot of effort, lot of research. But वो cool लगता था. And my motivation in life was to cool चीजें करेंगे. Like that was my thing.
Hmm.
Agency में ना cool काम हो रहा है. Cool करेंगे. बहुत मजा आएगा. बहुत fun, glamorous, sexy work होगा.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
But नहीं होता. Without the basic discipline part, वो cool part नहीं आता. And
Hmm.
most often that cool part is the highlight and not your
Yeah.
everyday. Your everyday is probably very mundane and very boring and very
Yeah.
run of the mill, calm like any other calm.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? And what are your thoughts? What would you tell somebody who is chasing this coolness? जो I think नहीं है tabled cool.
Honest answer नहीं है. Very honest. जो तुमने बोला ना कि back in the day there were these fun cheeky copies coming out. क्या तुमको पता है उसके पहले 100 कॉपीज रिजेक्ट हो गई है उस बंदे की. वो
Hmm.
बंदा हैज रीच्ड हिज लिमिट्स कि बस अब और नहीं होगा मेरे से.
Hmm.
राइट. तो कूल जो दिखता है वो नहीं है. तुमको एक दिन बैठ के बोरिंग काम करना पड़ेगा. तुमको बैठ के एक कॉम्प एनालिसिस बनाना पड़ेगा. तुमको बैठ के मेटा डैशबोर्ड से एनालिसिस निकाल के पीपीटी में डालनी पड़ेगी.
Right.
सो द थॉट इज दैट यस, there might be 5-10%. Sorry, that's a very low number. There might be certain part of the work that is cool, but please note that's not everything. Uh it's just what they show on TV basically. वो बस तुमको ग्लैमरस चीजें दिखा रहे हैं. वो इतना ग्लैमरस नहीं हो. तो उस माइंडसेट से जाओ कि ठीक है मेरे को ग्रंट वर्क भी करना पड़ेगा. मेरे को सिर्फ बैठ के एंड प्लीज, अगर तुम चीकी कॉपी लिख रहे हो और फर्स्ट कॉपी में तुमको लग रहा है आहा हा अवार्ड विनिंग कॉपी, आई एम सॉरी, वो रिजेक्ट होने वाली है. एक्सट्रीम लॉन्गेस्ट नहीं होना है.
Okay.
वो रिजेक्ट होंगे. It
Hmm.
will be the 10th or the 20th iteration that might get approved, that too after you beg the client कि sir please इसको बना दो. That's it.
Hmm.
So that's my thought. नहीं है इतना cool, but it's fun. If you like it, you are going to have fun about it, and you are going to make cool. You're going to be cool about it. So yeah,
Hmm.
that's the part.
Got it. Okay. Last thing from me. One of the first few feedbacks I got from somebody has been I didn't take feedback well. I was like, मुझे feedback क्यों आ रहा है? मैं तो बहुत great हूँ. मुझे क्यों feedback चाहिए? Feedback meant bad. Right? That's one. Second, the feedback I got was You don't seek feedback. I was
Oh
like,
God, okay.
नहीं था, मैं क्यों लूँ फीडबैक, मैं क्यों जा करके पूछूं कि ओ मेरा फीडबैक क्या है. But that was interesting, that was really helpful, thank god I have changed since then. But that, now let's say I am that younger person जिसको अगर फीडबैक नहीं चाहिए और उसको फीडबैक मिला कि तो
मिल रहा
फीडबैक,
है.
what do you tell this person and how do you deal with it as this young person?
Right? I will say just one thing that never take feedbacks personally. Actually, not one thing, two, three things. One, never take feedback personally.
Hmm.
Matlab, it is not a reflection of what you did wrong. It's the
Hmm.
expectation basically. Like I said, तुमने award winning copy लिखी होगी,
Hmm.
but वो client के ethos के साथ नहीं जा रहा है, right?
Hmm.
It's not. It does not mean you've done a bad job. That client को, it's not. It's an expectation mismatch, right? He wants something. That's one thing. Um, Second, sorry, I lost my train of thought here. हाँ, okay. First is don't take feedback personally.
Hmm.
Second is feedback is a part and parcel of agency life. Please understand this. Like कोई भी agency life बिना feedback के नहीं चलेगी. If
Hmm.
you are a designer, if you are a designer in an agency listening to this, please understand तुमको 8 feedback नहीं आएगा, तुमको 4 feedback है. एक तुमको तुम्हारा बॉस, तुम्हारा जो सुपीरियर डिजाइनर, सीनियर डिजाइनर है, वो तुमको एक फीडबैक देगा. तो जो कॉपीराइटर ने कॉपी लिखी है ना, वो भी देगा कि ये मेरे कॉपी के हिसाब से डिजाइन है. तुमको
हाँ.
क्लाइंट सर्विसिंग वाला बंदा भी फीडबैक देगा कि नहीं, दिस इज नॉट व्हाट द क्लाइंट. एंड फाइनल फीडबैक क्लाइंट से तो आना बाकी है,
Correct.
राइट? सो 4 टाइप के फीडबैक इस एक बंदे को आ रहे हैं, राइट?
Hmm.
सो आई अंडरस्टैंड इट्स अ वेरी नेचुरल ह्यूमन थिंग कि तुमको अफेक्ट करेगा, बट ए पर्सनली मत लो. बी यू विल लर्न टू लिव विद इट, लाइक legit live with it. I'll give you a classic example of once 3 4 years into the career, I went to my boss with this mind blowing idea, campaign idea in my head. Okay, like again मेरे दिमाग में तो मैं 4 अवार्ड जीत चुकी हूँ इस कैंपेन के लिए.
Correct. Yeah, yeah,
मैं
yeah.
गई and I am like very animatedly describing the idea. Okay, it was for an automotive brand and how we should have a steering wheel. I don't remember jack shit about that idea, but at that point I was very excited. And my
Hmm.
boss, with a straight face, looks at me and says, "No, this won't work. Please go." My hopes came crashing down. That's the day I learned that, okay, it's not a reflection on me. He knows that the client won't like it. He knows that it's a waste of my time to make, work up. He was thinking about me, right? कि मैं
Correct.
इसको बोलूंगा तो इस पे पीपीटी बना दे, बट उसको पता है क्लाइंट नहीं मानेगा, राइट? सो दैट्स वेयर आई वाज लाइक, ओके, यू नो व्हाट, it's okay. It's a part and parcel. It's a big part and parcel of our life. So you will learn to live with the feedback. But again, at in your career now, you will reach a stage where you will start opposing the feedback in
Hmm.
terms of that. मान लो तुमने creative बनाया है,
Hmm.
example.
Hmm.
It's an amazing, like it's a genuinely a very nice creative. Like you feel that it should go up on social media. It's a
Hmm.
beautiful creative. Like you believe in that creative, but the client has come back saying कि नहीं, ये क्या है?
Hmm.
1 year old me, 1 year old in the career me would have been like, ठीक है, client ने मना किया, नहीं करते. 15-year-old me picks up the phone, calls the client. They're like, why not?
Yeah.
The client is like, but one, two, three, four reasons.
Hmm.
I fight as in I give him logical explanation to one, two, three, four, and he understands. And he's like, you know what? Okay, go ahead.
Hmm.
That's where you learn to be like, okay, because that's the thing you believe in. That नहीं, मुझे तो लग रहा है कि ये सही है. But again, like a relationship, your relationship with feedback also you will learn to work around it. So that.
Correct. And also at that, like, after some experience, you've earned that right to also
Oh,
say कि
absolutely.
हाँ
Yeah,
मुझे
yeah.
लगता है कि ये सही है नहीं है. मेरे पास एक
Oh,
और follow up question है, small follow up question, and then we'll wrap this.
yeah.
अगर मेरे पास आइडिया, लेट्स से फरीन को वो ऑटोमोबाइल वाला आइडिया आया था जो उसके दिमाग में बहुत कूल है,
Hmm.
योर बॉस नोस कि ये नहीं चलेगा, उसने बोला नहीं, ठीक है, बट आइडिया अच्छा है, यू आर एक्साइटेड अबाउट द आइडिया,
Hmm.
you want to see it happen. Do you save these ideas? Do you do something about them? Do you talk like, what do you do with like discarded ideas which you think are good, interesting, ऐसा कुछ कर सकते हैं वैसा, or do you just let
I
it go
keep it.
कभी?
No, I keep it with. I have a document of all discarded things.
Yeah.
And in the future when I have a client that is in the same industry, I
Hmm.
have done that. I have removed that idea from them and pushed it.
Oh,
Out
you
of
did
it,
that.
one idea has taken, one of the clients had taken up my one previously rejected idea and they went live with it. So I personally keep a document of all my rejected ideas. It's
Sweet.
just a good place to be at. Like, and sometimes when you don't have time to come up, or when you don't have the mental bandwidth to come up with new ideas, just go to that document. Something or
Correct.
the other you'll get.
Yeah.
Because over the years you've thought about like millions of things, right? I mean,
Yeah,
it's
why
just
did I do
easy
this?
to just go back and yeah.
Correct. Also, like, I think as a young person, तुम spec ads बना सकते हो. Like, just keep your ideas and make it for some other random brand. How does it matter?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. मैं तब तो बुक में लिखना fuck, I sound like a fossil right now, but मैं legit बुक पे लिखती थी आइडियाज मेरे जो अब मैंने गूगल डॉक पे ट्रांसफर कर दिया
Hmm.
but yeah,
That's
I used to have drawings like legit. I have had drawings of my creative ideas that this is how you should do. और तब Pinterest भी थोड़ी था कि मैं रेफरेंस ढूंढ के बताऊँ. मैं ड्रॉ करती इसको ऐसे कर.
करते थे आप लोग करते क्या थे?
क्या बोल रहे हो?
What did you do? Like, reference?
Referencing was brain. Referencing was brain. No Pinterest. It's all brain.
No, like Behance and all of that stuff
It
also.
all came very late. At least in the first couple of years, I did not have any.
Hmm. Fun life. Interesting. That
Oh,
must
very.
be way more fun
Bo-
than.
I used to write good copies, by the way. Like I used to legit write good copies. Aapko khair. I have nothing to say, but yeah, it's fun.
Okay,
The fun time.
nice. Okay, any last message to a new
I do actually. I've written it down. That I read this
agency
somewhere.
club?
Okay, I read this somewhere, and I have written it down what I read, and I don't remember where I read, but I read that
Okay.
agency life is
Hmm.
20% chaos,
Hmm.
20% creativity, and 60% on how you choose to show. 20 20 60. Okay.
Math adds
20%
up.
chaos. Math. 20% chaos, 20% creativity, and 60% on how you choose to show off results. And
Hmm.
I was like, hey, matlab this hit hard. That's true. That's all I would like to say.
Okay, chalo. Thank you so much, Fareen. बहुत ही मजा आया. Did
Thank
you have
you.
fun?
I did. Oh my God. Like, this is the first time I've spoken about so many embarrassing moments of my career. Like, I've never spoken about it. But yeah,
Nice. Chalo then. That is
it's
it, people,
nice.
for episode 14, I believe, of the podcast. So we've come a long way. And if
It's,
you hardly agree or hardly disagree with any of these ideas that Fareen and I talked about, you can tweet me, DM me on LinkedIn, Instagram, whatever. Fareen, I think, is a very LinkedIn first person. So you can
yeah,
DM her on
you
LinkedIn.
can do that. DM me on LinkedIn. Yes, I will
Yes.
reply to you.
And if you're
And we
somewhere
can
in
have a
the middle
conversation.
where you don't hardly agree or hardly disagree, what are you doing in life, man? Please.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Bye.